G'day everybody, we are here for another night of VCS action. As always, I'm Everyday Caster. With me is Yulwei. How are you tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling great once again, and look at what we have at our hands. This is the VCS standings are looking nothing like in the spring split. We don't have the one overwhelming favorites winning every series. I think Deshuma Fellows went 13 and 1 last spring split, but now we have a very competitive league. And we will start the second round robin today. So everyone has played everyone once, and now we get to see the rematches. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm keen to see how this second round robin starts off. Hopefully, we can get the tone set as very competitive. This first series a little bit more hype than expected. If you just look at the standing, uh,
Yeah.
this should be fun.
Especially if you look at this matchup before the summer split starts, you're thinking, okay, FTV barely made it through the promotion tournament, and EVOS was second place team in spring, so this should be a blowout. And I think it was. I no, actually, FTV won a game against EVOS, so it was already more close than we expected. And now FTV coming off, maybe no, not maybe, definitely the biggest upset of all of the season. What did
Yep.
they do here every day?
Well, they beat a top team, which definitely not expected. They beat DBL. Was DBL right? Not
Yeah,
stupid.
it was the
Yeah, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it was DBL, and they beat them in absolutely resounding fashion as well. It just didn't look like the Buffalo turned up to play that day. It really looked like FTV were the better team, which is not something I ever thought I'd say.
yeah. And
And
they played a very weird lineup. They played some their star jungler Kuroko, who has collected almost all the MVP points for FTV. They've won 5 games. He has 3 MVPs. And he played one game in the mid lane and one game in the top lane, and he showed us what top lane Rise can still do, and it was quite something.
sorry, I was just choking a little bit there, but you are absolutely correct. He had an absolute carry performance. He hit that level 16 on the top lane rise and basically said, "Oh, okay, guys, there's a 16 next to my icon. We win now." And win they did. Pretty much completely off his
Absolutely.
bat.
I think he finished the game with a quadra kill, so I'd
Yep.
like to see him again on the top lane Rise. But we also, in the same game, overshadowed by the Rise performance, saw something very weird, which was mid lane Nocturne. As we
Yeah.
get a quick glimpse of the lineup, and we see another new top laner for EVOS. We just saw the mid-season transfers, and starting today, those players are eligible to start for their new teams. And but one is now the top laner for EVOS. They completely dropped Mears, which is a little bit
Yeah.
surprising.
I don't think he started the season that badly.
I mean, he didn't look great, but dropping him completely for two new players is an interesting move. They tried Coyote. He wasn't really doing that well. He was there, lost lane on Karma, not the greatest feat. So now,
Well,
today,
yeah.
we'll see
As soon
another
as
top
he
laner.
was put on, and as soon as he was put on carry champions, he just got absolutely. He had a really bad.
Yeah, not the greatest showing from Coyote. So now they will be starting another top laner. No Way is still in after their 2-0 yesterday. He looked good on Lucian 2 games in a row. They played around bot lane quite a little bit, and yeah, 2-0 for EVOS, 2-0 for FTV, coming off a strong series yesterday. We'll have to see if they can still preserve this kind of form they are coming in with.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're here into Champion Select. Syndra being taken out by FTV. Tier 1 has shown pretty good proficiency on that champion, but I'm not sure if it's ban worthy. That's certainly interesting. It might be FTV setting up that they want to play something that might be a little bit challenged by it. Also worth noting, we still have this B Tiger bot lane. Now, I'm very upset that they've, whatever reason, listed B as the bot lane carry player, he's almost certainly going to play support.
Yeah, Kuroko is listed as jungler once again. Don't get fooled by how the players are aligned, because he is not playing jungle. Mayocon is very probably um, playing the jungle role. Kuroko is slotting in wherever they need him. He played very good bot lane games. He seems to be a multi-talent. Like, he can play every lane, and he can play every lane at least VCS level. He had a very good mid lane and top lane performance, so we have absolutely no idea where he's going. Probably mid lane though.
Most likely. Rika did play that mid lane Nocturne. He actually had a pretty good performance. We were pretty happy with him. Not sure what's going on. The overlay was a little bit messed up there. It looked like Rika was picking while EVOS still had a ban. But no, in the end, they do have all 3 bans. No naughty boys on stage this game. It is Karma taken out with that last main. I don't know about Aurelia first pick. I really hope that's going mid.
Yeah, and there we get another one. We both are not a big fan of Rika on carries. Yesterday she showed a very good game on Rumble, but his best champ definitely is Poppy, and I just want to see him on Poppy all the time. Please give us the Poppy.
Absolutely. But Lux has been picked up strong there. B has been really, really good on this Lux. He's shown excellent performances in that support role. This is still 9.13, so definitely still a strong pick down in the bottom lane. Nico answered back here by EVOS. Now, what are we going to see for Thorn?
Oh, by the way, a very important note for the pick and ban phase. I just read that VCS has disabled Mordekaiser, Kiana, as well as Yuumi. Yuumi disabled in the LEC as well. So those 3 champs are out of contention. Sadly, we don't get to see another Kiana game. No Mordekaiser for you every day either. So that's a little bit sad.
It's hurt me deep inside. And Tom Kench is being picked up here. Pretty strong support to pick up. Obviously, Tom Kench around the world, depending on the region, is either super high priority or just kind of a middling priority. But
I like this.
The Vel'Koz, though, FTV loves it, and they've looked good with it.
Yeah, Kuroko has looked really good on this Vel'Koz, but he has played at bot lane. We'll have to see if Kuroko this time wants to go for mid lane Vel'Koz, or if Tiger goes for the Vel'Koz, or even for the mid lane. We have absolutely no idea where everyone's going on FTV side, and the compositions will get wild on their side, because they don't really have an ADC right now. I mean, Tiger is listed as an ADC, but so far has played Vel'Koz and Nico, so...
Yep, and Akali being picked up there as well, so... Depending on... I hope that's going to the bot lane, because otherwise we might have 2 AP on the top side, and with Gragas open, I'm a little bit frightened.
Oh, that's good.
But Varus as well. Varus, Tom Kench, obviously a really strong lane. There for Yulwei and Biob. That's 2 pretty good pickups.
I'd actually think it's Valkyr's Lux bot lane with Akali on Kuroko in the mid lane right now.
That would be my guess,
Look
but
at the ban.
we won't know. Oh, wow. I can't believe they drew that. Like, wow.
Yeah, that's a Nocturne ban, and that's not a jungle coverage ban, that's a mid lane coverage ban, because Rika won the game yesterday on Nocturne mid. Verdius is very proud of this region now, because I think this is the only competitive region right now playing Nocturne mid and winning on it.
I mean, I would hope it's the only competitive region doing it, because it's not a thing that should be winning very often. I liked it pulling out as like a crazy left field pick that caught people off guard. I'm surprised it's going to draw a ban, because I feel like if you suspected it was coming, it's probably not that hard to count.
Yeah, I think it's an overreaction. And this Irelia ban is actually in favor of FTV right now.
Yeah, I think not letting Rika have Irelia helps Rika.
Absolutely. He has looked awful on the Irelia, losing lane to Aatrox. Don't remember what he played Irelia in the second game he played her. But I think he lost lane there as well. He's not a great Irelia player. And he tends to overextend quite a bit on the map, which is not great on Irelia either. So go for Poppy, Rika. Go for Poppy.
I hope he goes for Poppy. Like, we're not exaggerating here. Rika goes from looking like one of the worst top laners in competitive play to looking like a legitimate threat. as soon as he just picks up Poppy. It's a little bit absurd.
And to be fair to
But
him, yesterday on the Rumble he was also very good. But Rumble into this composition would be the 4th AP champ, so I would be not be keen on Rumble here.
no, that would be a very bad call. That would make MR just a little bit too good. Could be a Camille. That could also be going mid though.
Yeah, we've seen many Camilles in the mid lane,
Yep.
but especially on the side of Dia. This time against Dia potentially. He has reserved himself the counter pick. Let's see what he wants to field into one of his favorite gems, possibly in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the Camille in this game. I think she's going to struggle in team fights a little bit at the moment. Rek'Sai being picked up there is the jungler secure, so we're not going to have any damage profile problems. Very good FTV, no triple AP topside.
Yeah, this composition for FTV looks a lot like teamfight tactics. You got your 3 assassin combo going, and then you just draw 3 Vel'Kozes, and or Aurelian Souls. Aurelian Soul would be the equivalent in TFT. And
yep.
Yeah, you don't really want to field him, but he's too good to not field him, so he's just standing in the back line, and you hope he'll get his ult off.
Yulwei, I hate to interrupt you because you know I love talking about TFT, but what are you seeing on EVOS' side with that Vladimir last pick?
Yeah, that's the VCS special, red side draft, the strongest strategy in the game. It's triple AP, and it's not even only triple AP, it's triple AP with the strongest champ in the game. Looking at triple AP, it's Vladimir, the champ that needs hours to scale, and now he needs even more items, because the enemy teams will have anti-AP items, MR items. So he needs one more item to really come online. I absolutely despise this draft. I think this is the worst possible draft you can actually go for. Triple AP is bad in its own, but you at least can kind of try to play around bot lane and make your ADC your main carry. With Vladimir, he has to carry. He has no CC. If Vladimir does no damage, he's absolutely useless. And this Vladimir will not deal any damage. So,
Yep. Get it out of your system. It's all right. I'm annoyed by seeing it as well. Teams just don't seem to be learning. It legitimately seems like every game. It does my head in just a little bit. Don't be deceived by where players are being placed on the FTV side. It is obviously going to be a Rek'Sai jungle, Akali mid, and I think we will find that it's going to be supporting Lux, not the supporting Vel'Koz.
Yeah.
I think those two will switch around.
Yeah, definitely. Tiger plays the carry role and B is the traditional support, so we saw that one yesterday as well. I fully expect this to be Vel'Koz as the carry in the lane and Lux as the support. Yeah, looking at the team composition, as I said, the FTV comp looks a little bit silly, as they have 2 very strong backline mages and then 2 assassin diving champs in Akali and Camille, and Rek'Sai kind of exists. Tries to dive with the Camille and Akali without any mobility, so...
I mean, she's got ult, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Something. She's got a little bit of mobility. Definitely nothing compared to a Camille and Akali. And I feel like this... Yeah, I was trying to get to it in Champion Select, but this team comp seems a little bit without a central theme, and surely if you have a Vel'Koz and a Lux, you want to be peeling, not hard diving. It seems a little bit strange to me.
I think it could actually work out quite well for them. If the Akali and Camille are able to get all the attention of the enemy team. Imagine Lux and Vel'Koz just sitting like a lane, like half a lane behind them and firing their ults into the team fight. That could actually be very successful.
But surely they just get rejected by Gragas.
I mean, if Gragas ever gets to them. Gragas is actually super good into Vel'Koz, that's very true, because he can just instantly
No, I mean the diver.
Oh, okay.
So surely the dive happens and then he just drops the ult on his team and just, goodbye. Counter engage.
Yeah,
what are you going to do now?
Yeah,
that's what I'm worried about. And then you have a situation where your divers are like trying to find a way back in, and then you've got your backline that's probably getting attacked at that point. We're gonna have to see how the execution comes in. It's definitely a team comp. This is for FTV that has potential, but I feel like it's a little bit fraught with danger.
But on the other side, how is EVOS ever killing the backline on FTV's side? They have a disengaged support and Tam Kench. Varus can try to hit them with his ult, but they should be out of range most of the time. Gragas is not that great from too far away. He's better at disengaging in that case. I don't really see them killing the backline, so this might be a very intriguing game looking at team fights. Because both teams will
Yeah, I think
struggle
they
killing
might.
the enemy team.
Yeah, I think they may end up relying on but one to find flanks, which can be very difficult on the Vlad, and especially because, as you very much pointed out, this is going to be a Vlad that takes a really, really long time to do damage, so his flanks won't matter very much.
Rika once again went for the Conqueror, and this time at least he's not facing Irelia, so it's not the worst case. But I still think press the attack is probably the better choice into Vladimir, just to go for quick burst trades, trigger the press the attack, get out of there. Conqueror into Vladimir seems a little bit weird.
Yeah, it certainly does. Not sure how I feel about one other summoner spell. I keep saying summoner spells, I mean Rune. We should be looking at No Way is running Comet, so this is probably lethality Varus. That's a bit of a tell.
Well, that's really strange.
Going to be going for those big boy Qs.
Well, now EVOS doesn't have any teamfight damage.
Nope. This is
They
all
have triple
poke.
AP topside and a Comet Varus. Camille, if Camille gets any kills in the early game, this game is over. She can just 1v5 the enemy team. There's no damage in the enemy team to kill her.
Yeah,
well, this
I don't
like
this.
EVOS.
I don't like the decision from No Way. This
seems...
seems...
as well, it's not too hard to itemize MR on the Akali.
No, it's really not. Yeah, this is interesting to say the least. Good trade there out of DR1, coming out ahead, which is nice, but this is potentially going to be pretty rough for EVOS.
Yeah, if they pull this out, they really have clarified that they are the better players, the better team, because I think the drafting disadvantage is huge. It's really... This is not a draft you ever want to go in a game with, so... Yeah, I absolutely hate what EVOS's coaches have done here. I have been very critical of many drafts, but I think this one is one of the worst we have seen so far.
Yeah, especially mostly just because of this decision to go the poke Varus. I think it was much better. You just need more damage in team fights out of No Way with this comp. I just don't see... Like, if FTV is even just evil.
Almost every department. They have weak CC, they have no consistent damage, they have too much from one damage type.
I mean... Yeah,
that's quite.
I mean, help me out here. Like, let me. Actually, we'll just play this out before I go to my hypothetical here. Sorn caught out, hit by that Vel'Koz's E. Goodbye. Rek'Sai gets first blood. Sorn had absolutely no chance.
Wow, what a great roam by the bot lane.
Very, very well timed. That was super clean. Absolutely nothing that Sorn could do. Yeah, that was just a kill that was always going to happen. But as I was saying, riddle something out with me. We might need to work together because it's going to be a pretty hard question. If FTV is, let's say, 500 gold ahead at 22 minutes, just for example, so very negligible gold win, and they walk into the Baron pit and start hitting Baron, what does EVOS do?
Huh.
They can't fight them.
Yeah, but they are red side, so contesting from red side is naturally easy. They might be able to still do something there. Oh god.
Ooh, all the junglers are here. Miocon doesn't know because, of course, he was a Gragas standing still and he's a Rek'Sai. There's a red side TP coming in as well. I'm not sure who it is. It's DR1. They get a kill straight back. We see the downside of Rek'Sai there.
Yeah, nicely done. Good awareness from Sorn. Immediately gets his counter kill on the enemy jungler after getting caught Oh man, what's going on here?
I think they just want to get a turret plate potentially.
Wow, this is
TP? Cool.
This is a lot invested to get an early turret plate. And it's more about the minion wave, to be honest, than the turret plate. Because turret plating for 8 minutes in the top lane is very hard to get. You saw their auto attacks dealing absolutely no damage to the turret. And that's still the turret protection to protect our um, lovely competitive scene from lane swaps. Because those were a time in League of Legends.
Those were a thing. Remember when
Yeah.
double jump thing because of it? Just had a
And the
top laner.
4-0 swaps into turret races. Oh man, those were the dark times. Oh, he actually
That
spotted
was.
Gragas there.
Oh, he
Oh,
did?
Megacorn.
Surely not. Yeah, he should have known. He's got the tremor sense. That's unforgivable from
Yeah,
Yokon
and
here.
he already blew his flash early on. That was, yeah, Megacorn should have called off the gank immediately.
He was just straight up not paying attention. That's really bad.
I think, wow. Bye-bye.
Yeah. And he's dead again. Goodbye.
I think you might be a little bit behind me, but we need
I think so.
this fight to play out. Yeah, okay, there's nothing happening, so I'll stop at 16.
Oh, no, he fights forward! Pick up. Okay. Yep, and 14, 15.
Okay, sorry everyone for that one, but now we should be back in sync.
Yep, so you can hear play by play, not play by 10 seconds ago.
Exactly. BO flashed forwards, as you said, and
that was
bold.
his mind.
That was bold.
He lost his mind.
Yeah.
What was that?
And now this is actually very easy to gank lane. If you look at it, this is no mobility ADC with a Tahm Kench without his flash.
Yep.
So they might be able to revisit bot lane. A lot of CC.
When did Tahm Kench cleanse? Did we see that?
Because he some kind of trade probably. Yeah, or he just used the cleanse to switch out the summoner spell. That happens a lot too. They want the double TP. Oh, actually, no ways TP is out. So now Biop is looking for a cross map play with this TP. There's no real other use for this TP right now. Resetting your support is not that useful.
Absolutely not. Definitely need, and I think he really does want to find the play, as you pointed out. I think it's important as well, because I think EVOS needs a lead here. Tahm Kench.
Definitely. They need quite a big lead to win this game, in my opinion. It's just naturally easier to itemize against EVOS' team comp. That being said, Rika is actually falling behind in the top lane, which is a little bit surprising. Okay, he lost the one really big minion wave when the dive, or attempted dive, came in, and will catch up a little bit with the next minion wave, but he still should fare a little bit better against the Vladimir. Double Doran's Blade as well.
Yeah, he should be catching up not too long from now, I would assume, but as you said, he shouldn't be catching up, he should be just winning. So, not the greatest start here for Rika. I mean, again, Rika on carries, man.
Yeah, but at least he has not died and fallen behind significantly, so he should still be fine. This is really a game to prove himself on carries, because this Camille, as I said before, in my opinion, should, if she gets 2-3 kills, be able to almost 1v5 in teamfights, because there's not enough damage to kill her or lock her down.
Yeah, I'm not sure how EVOS approaches fights at all.
They try to go
feel
for
like
bursts.
I almost think they just have to go for picks and never actually take a 5v5.
They don't want to 5v5. Their 5v5 is hot garbage.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just not safe in the VCS. VCS teams just get pulled into 5v5s. It just happens.
Yeah, and just think about the Vladimir pick again. Like, this team composition would actually be pretty good at picking and rotating around the map if you had another CC, maybe AD source in the top lane. What is the Vladimir for? Vladimir is a teamfight champ. And you're playing Vladimir with Comet Varus. Why?
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I don't pretend to understand what is going on in the mind of EVOS.
Imagine
I
a
mean,
Jace in this composition.
maybe there's champion pool issue with but one. We don't know. This player we don't really know much about. So,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't know. Maybe he's doing a little bit of a riser and just saying, Vladimir, please. I don't care about the team comp. Give me Vlad.
Yeah, I think if you pick Jace in this team composition, it's actually very good. You have double
Yep.
poke, you have follow-up catch CC on Dia and so on. You have rotational and rotations and disengage on the support. It's a very slippery, very fast, very turret destroying style of
Yep.
play. Oh god, what was that?
That was ugly. That was really ugly.
Yeah, luckily he's playing the support and not carry.
Exactly. Yep. So good for him. It doesn't really matter there. We're gonna have to see where, if anywhere, a point of pressure will develop. The first dragon did go over to EVOS, that Ocean Drake, but I'm not sure how impactful it will be for them. It's not like they're gonna be really trying to take like an early Baron and need the regen while tanking it or anything.
It's very good for the Varus, especially with poke Varus. He wants to spam his spells, so it's good for him. Everyone else is, yeah, should be fine without it as well.
Yeah.
Nico likes a little bit of extra mana rack as well, but Nico actually doesn't really have that many mana problems usually.
Oh,
So.
Sword found here by Milcon. Has
Oh,
the
look at
ult as
that.
well. Oh, very nice stopwatch. The TP is called in there. It's not on the ward. It's a little bit interesting. Kuriko
What?
arrives, is immediately snared up.
That was strange. Wow, Dia one absolutely knows his timing there. How did how did that connect? He wasn't even there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it hit him before he actually landed, which was pretty ridiculous. Might have been a little bit of spectator client. I'm going to go ahead and say.
Yeah, that's actually a good call.
Considering as well that if you actually looked at the TP, it wasn't actually on the ward, which is always fun. I'm not sure where the eye went. No, it was picked up by FTV, but we have the fight. His Sorn just gets absolutely eviscerated. Rika, though, caught by the Varus ult, does go down. Kuriko doing his best in the backline here. Should have the second dash of his ult. DL1 might be in a little bit of trouble. Never mind, actually. That was the second half of the perfect execution, and No Way finds him. Kuriko, why were you walking back?
Ah, Kuroko with a little bit of a mistake there. That is actually pretty costly, because No Way got the kill out of there. So,
yep.
Killer on the Varus is not good for FTV. They want, if any kills, they want the kills to go to the AP threats, so the itemization is easier.
Yep. I actually think he got 2 kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the greatest fight for FTV. They've actually fallen behind 2k gold, so even though the team composition is favoring FTV, you can't fall behind too much. 2k should still be salvageable. The top lane is a big problem right now. 30 CS deficit for the better early game champ.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Rika looks okay there. Does go in and blow up Sorn, but absolutely nothing happening on the backside of this fight. I'm really disappointed at Kuriko. Why did you turn?
Yeah, wow.
Just get slowed and
Kuriko was
murdered
fooled by the clone. He actually thought that the clone was the real DR1 and wanted to get the kill.
How do you...
That's unforgivable. That's really... Ooh, that's a big mistake from Kuriko.
Sometimes Nico clones you actually do just have to 50-50 because it's impossible to tell which way she might go. But yeah, I don't think she's sprinting at 4 of your team, not all of
Yeah, that's very...
I think you can figure that one out, Kuriko. Not a good look, but definitely still salvageable gold lead. But we do need to see them sort of buck up their ideas a little bit. And unfortunately for FTV, they're behind, and there's a Mountain Drake up. And now this Drake does matter.
Yeah,
We've
they
talked
didn't really get to use the Herald as well. Oh wow, another pick. They tried to get on top of No Way, and now they actually have the better positioning around the Mountain Drake.
Yep.
So this one should go over to FTV, which is great, especially because EVOS does not get it. They actually don't really care for Mountain Drakes, in my opinion. They
I
don't
agree.
really want to play around Baron with this team composition. They don't have Baron damage at all. But I guess Mountain Drake is always nice, especially now to race for the
Ooh,
first turret.
no way. That was
Oh, they
not
lose
the
the
best
first turret.
Varasalt. Yeah, that was a Varasalt that was used. And as you said, first turret does go down in the top lane, and look at the CS lead.
Yeah, what is Rika doing?
I have no idea.
He has to
What is
recall.
he doing?
Yeah, he's always almost 50 CS down to an enemy Vladimir. That's never supposed to happen. And he
Yep, this
does not
is
itemize MR. Why? Where are his MR items? Man, Rika, come on. You can do better. 1.6k deficit.
1,500 gold down.
Yeah.
Wow, Rika, what are you doing, man?
He actually has less gold than the enemy jungler, which makes sense because he is on even CS.
Yeah, this is a really bad performance out of Rika so far. He needs to seriously redeem himself in team fights if he's going to have any chance of looking good in this game. I don't understand the logic from whoever is coaching FTV. Like, are you blind? Stop putting Rika on carries. Just pick him a tank.
Yeah, it's
It's
a little bit sad to
bothering.
see.
Like, at this point, it's not even Rika's fault.
I mean, his itemization is still his fault, and his itemization is
Yeah, that's
atrocious.
his.
What is that? He doesn't have a single MR item against triple AP
Hexdrinker would
topside.
do so
That's.
much. Yeah.
And look at this
Like,
Vladimir. He goes full greed for triple cooldown reduction items. So if you have one or two MR items right now, he doesn't deal any damage. He has no penetration. Rika could actually
I mean,
win fights still against Vladimir, but instead he goes for whatever his build is right now, and yeah, loses a big opportunity to swing the game back in their favor.
yeah, I'm very very frustrated looking at this game. This was FTV's game to lose. They had such a better team comp. This was such a bad draft out of EVOS. They've really misplayed it, fumbled around some plays. Rika is just. How do you go 60 farm down to a Vlad?
Yeah, by not laning at all. It's not like Vladimir pushed him
Where
out
did he go?
consistently. He just went everywhere on the map and forgot to lane.
Yeah, it's really, really bad here. Kuriko could be in a bit of trouble. Thorn's hovering around,
I mean,
but I think he should be alright.
oh wow, Son is actually in a little bit of danger here. Kurko could definitely one-shot him.
Yeah, Predator's popped though, so he's okay. Off he goes. Big fat man wobble. And off he trots.
Yeah, if you
Yeah, and I
think
mean,
about this, Rika's playstyle actually is very tank player-ish, because tank players usually sacrifice a lot of lane to get advantages on the other side of the map. So imagine him playing a tank in this game, 50 CS down, who cares? But this is a Camille. Camille needs the resources.
Rika is a quite a good tank player, especially on that Poppy. He's good at it. But they keep putting him on carries, and no one's telling him, like, dude, what are you doing? Go to lane. This is.
Yeah, he really
This
lost
is.
a lot this game. It's still not
This is
over.
the.
It's 3k
No,
gold in
absolutely.
favor of EVOS. And another Mountain Drake. That Mountain Drake will be really hard to contest for FTV. They need Rika on an item spike. Right now, Rika is absolutely useless.
Yeah, he's doing absolutely nothing here. This is Triforce being built, I imagine.
I mean, Triforce is the right item, but you still need
Yeah.
to invest a little bit of gold into a Hex Drinker or maybe even early boots for MR. He still does not have a single MR item. Instead, 2 Doran's Blades.
Even just a null magic band
Yeah,
tool.
that's 25 MR. That's doing so much for you. Just sell your Dorans and go for a magic, no magic mantle right now. Even that is a good play.
Yeah. I completely agree. This is some very, very poor building here. I mean, you see on the rec side, has the Merc treads already, and another null magic mantle, and the only person dealing damage to him is the Varus. may end up going down here. Never mind, actually gets away because he doesn't take any damage from the magic carries. And that's a kill picked up now. Down goes the Vladimir. In is the Hextech Ultimatum. Gragas, with that disengage, might be able to get the rest of the team out, but too hard down. Kuriko throws himself forward, uses the flash just to juke away from everything, and does end up with a double kill. Well played out of him, that fight.
Oh, we are
But
in
we
for a
saw
little
there
bit of a
why
class
we
yes
called them
again.
up. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, what was that? Did you see Bud 1 mistiming his ult?
Yeah,
Oh,
completely missed it. That was
just whiffed his ult into the stopwatch still running for Meokon. Meokon was like, okay, I guess I live. Thank you.
Oh, this is a Nico ult in the pit here. This
What?
Mountain Drake could now be stolen away as the TPs are called.
Meokon, why did you go away?
Yeah, I'm not sure why Meokon ran so
Why
far
is the
there.
Drake still not dead?
What was happening? Up in the top lane, Rika having a bit of a push there as the fight dissipates down in the bot lane. This is get your party hats and your big red noses, boys, because this is a fiesta if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, what was going on there?
What is going on?
Okay, Meokon didn't have a smite available, I think, which is why he didn't want to stay in the pit and waste his life for a contest.
That makes
That's very sad, because now they give up the Mountain Drake, and it's another triple mountain game for absolutely no reason. I have no idea what's going on in Vietnam. They are only Mountain Drakes, I guess.
rigged it or something.
Look at this again. Oh god, that one. That's not a great first game for you. Oh.
Real bad. Real bad.
And now look at Tiger's damage. Wow, that was actually very good awareness.
That was huge. Really bad mistiming there on Beom as well. Just threw a random Q and a teleport that hadn't landed.
Yeah.
Not
the greatest
but
timings there.
yeah, really did
Kuriko with
work.
an interesting flash there as well. Don't really understand what
he
he
got
was
fooled
doing.
by the Nico clone again. That was a Nico clone flash again.
My god.
Didn't really matter because he walked away with the double, but he needs to remember what Nico's W does.
And Kuriko, you're not playing against AD champs. Please don't go Zhonya's. I know Zhonya's is a nice item, but just go Hex Drinker here and you're unkillable in teamfights.
Yep. You don't need the Zhonyas. They're not going to deal damage to you.
Yeah,
In no way, not going to hit you with one of those big lethality Qs. Like, you're in a Carlet. You should be able to dodge that pretty much every time. So, what is this armor for? I mean, he's building it for the active, obviously, but...
Rika now
Still,
at least has one item completed, and he actually got got the kill there. No, he did not get a kill. That's a little bit sad. I would have liked him to get a few kills. Full grouping mode for EVOS, because they don't know how to deal with a split push right now, so they just brute force the mid lane turret. I guess a little bit of gold induced, but yeah, FTV should be able to defend this one better.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, getting that mid lane tower is always super valuable just because of how much rotational play and that sort of thing that it opens up. So that is very nice for EVOS, but they do need to continue to find a way into this. And despite the criticism we've leveled at Rika and his item builds, I'm pretty happy to see Meokon. He's got MR.
Yeah, and Rika has finally built a little bit of MR as well. Yay! So now please just go Hex Drinker next. Hex Drinker is cheap, it's insanely valuable in this game. Just buy Hex Drinker.
I'm going to be so upset if he ends up building Executioners instead.
Oh.
I'm going to be a very unhappy boy.
I mean, to be fair, Executioners is not a bad item.
No, it's not. But I think in this particular game, like, yeah, okay, Execution is great against Vlad, but isn't it better to nullify 3 enemy champions at once instead of 1?
Hex Drinker is a better choice, but Executioners is not bad. Executioners is
bad. I'd still be upset if he went Executioners. I think that, I mean, there are worse items. He could have gone Tabai, and I actually think I would have just left. I don't think I could watch a game where he went Tabai, so...
Yeah, I'm really not sure if the early Rabadons for Bart is the right call. He has a lot of AP and HP now, but does he deal damage? Doesn't have any penetration.
Yeah, I think an Oblivion Orb would have been very smart.
Even you could consider Void here.
Yeah.
I mean, right now there's not enough MR build for the Void to be warranted or even just cost efficient. But there should be more MR built in the next few minutes. And then you can't react fast enough. If Rika goes for more, what is Bud doing against him? He can't side lane anymore.
Absolutely not. That CS lead as well, that was at 60 for Vladimir, has shrunk down to 40 now. So Rika, actually remembering that he has to kill minions. It's not Heroes of the Storm. No shared XP.
Yeah, they're actually utilizing Rika way better now. They are giving him time in the side lane to scale, to collect gold. So I actually like how FTV has played out the last few minutes. I think they have stabilized a little bit. Their early game looked very off. But right now, oh, Rika, okay, that's strange. Rika goes for the full side lane build.
Yeah.
Teamfight burst build as well. Don't know if I like this.
It's definitely interesting. This is the Mountain Drake being pulled here. I don't think there's any vision on it from FTV, which is a little bit of a slip because this is an important Drake.
Yeah,
It's
very
just
bad
going to
timing.
get
And FTV is calling the dragon, the Baron.
They're going to call Baron. Oh wow, it's actually going down quite quickly here. They do have a Mountain Drake down to 7k.
Yeah, they have the
Make
best
that
support
sick.
for the Baron taking
Absolutely.
as well.
Here comes a TP. Two TPs, Vlad and Nico coming on in. The Lifeform disintegration rate goes out, does so much damage. Baron is secured, but dives himself forward. Does hit 2 with that Hemo Plague, but I'm not sure how much it's going to be able to do.
He's not taking damage.
He didn't until right at the end there, and the only person that could hurt him was Yulwei. B's in a lot of trouble here. Tom Kent slows into more kills on Yulwei.
But
in the end, though, 2 deaths for Baron. You take those.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because Baron for the enemy team would be detrimental. So, very good call for FTV. Very decisive. We saw a lot of decisiveness yesterday as well. They really surprised us, especially in the first game against DBL, where they were even in the laning phase, or a little bit behind even. And then won through very decisive engages for Meocon on the Jarvan. So
yeah, he's played such a good Jarvan game.
I like this call a lot. I still think I have to be a little bit careful. Even though Vladimir needs hours to scale in this game, we are approaching 30 minutes, so he's finally hitting a few crucial items.
Look how little damage Meocon's taking. You said it during the fight, but I just want to highlight it. He did not take damage until Yulwei.
Yeah. No one but Yulwei can do any damage to him.
This is why we're harping on about the MR. It is so ridiculously effective in this game.
Yeah, and on the other side, you saw the effects of not building MR. You saw Kuroko actually struggling a lot against but one.
Oh, Rika! What was that? I don't think it's going to matter. But one is absolutely screwed here, but that is not how hookshot works. That's unforgivable. Oh my, this is really play out of Rika. He gets the kill in the end, but Jesus.
But why did Bud waste his stopwatch there? Absolutely no reason to do so.
There's nothing to buy time for.
I mean, he'll upgrade the stopwatch anyway, so it's not the biggest deal. It's not like an ADC wasting stopwatch. This is at least a Zhonya's champ wasting stopwatch, so it will not matter in the long run. It's a little bit of a weird play. Wanted to delay a little bit, but the delay actually didn't pay off for his team. Because now the priority lies with FTV. They still have the Baron buff, so this should at least be one in a turret.
Yeah, you'd hope so. They do need to open up this mid lane as well. Hopefully they are able to do that with this Baron buff. We should see the bot lane duo of Lux and Vel'Koz take that one down.
Yeah, strongest sieging duo in the game, obviously, with a lot of attack speed to amplify their turret damage.
I mean, they might not be able to take turrets, but I don't want to counter siege against those two.
That's very true. That's true.
And yeah, that is that one tower picked up. Hopefully they can maybe find something with the last 30 seconds, but it looks like they will go for a reset. So in the end, not the most impactful Baron, but still not a negative by any means.
Yeah, and they evened up the gold lead, which is great for them. Yep. So now the gold is back to even. We still see weird item builds. Look at what Rika is doing. If he builds GA right now, they deserve to lose this game.
don't they already?
I mean, that's such an enormous misread.
Yeah, I'm not
J would be
sure. GA would be
egregious.
awful.
Yeah.
It would be super. I don't. I hope he doesn't. I mean, buying a stopwatch doesn't necessarily yell GA, even though it is obviously the most gold efficient way to do it. Sometimes you just buy a stopwatch because stopwatch is completely busted. But we'll have to see what he does with it.
Yeah, just
I'd
go
be very
more now. More is
yeah.
such a great item in this game. And Kuroko needs to go MR as well. Kuroko really needs either more or even the AP version, which is the Veil. He could go
Yep.
full tank item as well, actually. He has enough damage. He doesn't
I
really
feel like
need more
Banshee's
damage right now.
really good.
Which one?
Banshee's Veil. I feel like that's really good here because not only is
I
it
love
MR,
the item anyway. I think it's way underboard. It's a very good item. Cooldown reduction,
yeah,
MR, AP, a very good passive.
yeah. But like, look at it in this particular situation. To build it on someone like Kuriko, it gets you the MR that you're desperate for. But also, like, a lot of the time, if you're sort of posturing around an objective, that passive's going to eat a Varus,
Yeah, Varus
which is
ult or
great.
Nico E, which is those are the very important skill shots you need to play around as their Kali.
Yep.
Ocean and mountain all day. What's going on?
Yeah, it is.
Where are the Infernal Drakes?
I don't know. I think they've gone on holiday or something. Maybe they're all in TFT. They've
Yeah,
been called in
probably.
to
That's actually a good
help
call.
out.
Too many Infernal Drakes being slaughtered every day, uh,
Yeah.
every minute in TFT, so they can't spawn on the Rift anymore, and we only get mountains and oceans.
Yeah, exactly. Much to Baron's chagrin. Always remember, always pour one out for my homie Baron Nasher.
My god, it is the GA. Rika, no. My god.
Rika, what are you doing?
Oh man.
Oh man, give us something to praise you for, dude.
It's so sad to see this team composition should be so easy to beat on on the side of FTV. So easy to itemize against. This was a prime opportunity to for Rika to shine on this carry champ. And he seems to be completely in autopilot mode when it comes to items. Yeah, you
He's
have to
just
flash
getting
away
beat
because you
by
don't have MR. Ah! It makes me angry. It makes me very, very angry to see Rika building useless items and losing 1v1s against Vladimir.
just
I,
absolutely
it's.
pathetic. He's gotten 2 kills and he still can't.
Yeah, he still only has the base MR on the one null magic mantle that goes into the Mercury threads. So, wow, 25 MR in a game you could have built 100. Still no penetration on Vladimir. He would still win the side lane
No,
easily.
no, he's got the orb.
Yeah, the orb is not doing anything against big MR items.
No. Oh yeah. So you're saying if he had built Emma,
Yeah.
thought you meant currently. Yeah. You're absolutely
No,
right.
he's absolutely
If
not
he
winning
had
the
gone
side lane,
Emma,
as we saw. He had to flash away from Bud.
yeah, this is an absolute brain fade out of Rika. He's trying to redeem himself here, but Butt is charging forward, goes into the stopwatch to buy himself some cooldowns. In the end, they both just disengage, but Rika should have slaughtered him if he'd built even close to correctly.
Yeah, and he could have probably 1v2'd in that situation if he had 100 MR or more. There's no penetration
Yeah.
coming in from DR1 either, so those two are not dealing any damage to him. Yeah, they are
Yeah.
supposed to not deal damage to him, but they're actually dealing damage to him because he doesn't have any MR. Instead, he has a GA. Yay. What a great item in this game.
If he goes, like, what does he think GA is going to do? If he goes down, he's not getting back up and actually doing it. He's just going to die. This is the fuddling.
He could have been a pseudo tank with a lot of teamfight damage as well. Imagine him going third item. What's the green MR item's name?
Spirit Visage?
Yeah, Spirit Visage. Amplifying your
Yep,
heal.
like Melkon.
Yeah, that would have been a great choice. You have
Yeah, and
Conqueror, so it's
Baron
even
started
amplifying
here
your,
by
your
EVOS.
Conqueror here.
Oh, that was such a good Baron there by Barrel, I should say, to throw Tiger forward. Tiger does manage to flash away, has to try and get some damage, goes into that Ray to try and get something, but this is 2 kills now for EVOS. It's about to get so much worse as well. Rika does manage to get one. That GA may be doing something here. He gets up, tries to throw himself forward at butt, but ends up getting one onto the Akali. This is actually a bit of a bloodbath here. 3 for 3 at the moment. Bob's going to go down as well. It's going to take a little bit of time. But in the end, a fight that FTV win.
Yeah, have to win the fight and even get the TP out of no way. Can they two-man the Baron?
They're going to try.
Rika seems to think they can. They have one Mountain Drake and no more TP'd away, so you can't contest. Yeah, they should be able to get this one. Actually, without a lot of trouble. Meokon is able to tank, and Rika has a lot of true damage on the Baron, even against the Baron debuff. So another Baron going over to FTV after one team fight. When we already called the game. Ooh, this is scary. This is... Oh my god. Oh my... Oh no.
Oh no, Meokon didn't have smite.
Oh no.
Oh no, the
That
God Gamer.
hurts. Oh my god.
He's got his gamer sneakers on. He's got his gamer chair. My God.
Yeah, think about how much damage that Q does. Double MR, and not double MR, double Mountain, full lethality Q from Varus without Baron debuff. That's probably 1000 damage anyway, so it's even hard to smite against that one. Yeah, Meokon was able to delay this fight very long, and Rika with pretty good team fighting as well.
Yep, and now this is the Elder Dragon, now secured as well. They have 4 Drakes as well. This is suddenly going really, really bad for FTV.
Yeah,
Down
that's probably
goes
the nail
Rika.
on the coffin, I have to say.
Rika just got straight 1v1 off
What
the
a
side of the
surprise.
fight. Yeah, what a shocker. Now we just need to see EVOS push in here. They're unstoppable. Oh, there comes the Tahm Kench ult forward. Nico ult used, only forces the stopwatch out. Tiger isn't going to be able to do much about that one, and this just should be game.
Yeah, and we see another triple AP Vladimir draft win, because the enemy team has absolutely lost their mind and is not able to click on MR items in the shop. This is outrageous. This is tilting me.
I am tilted off the
This is... Yeah.
This is absolutely unbelievable. It's a last-ditch fight here. Kuriko, Meokon, and B doing their best here, but there is nothing they can do. This will be game 1, picked up for EVOS in one of the... This is probably some of the worst League of Legends I've ever had to watch.
Yeah, it was
both teams.
Not a great game.
EVOS was fine on the Rift, but my god, they did not play well in the draft. And FTV, get another top laner. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I don't know. This is... I'd get another coach. I think Rika yesterday redeemed himself a little bit on the Rumble and the Poppy game. But please, draft champs he can play. Don't draft tier list if your top laner can't play the tier list champs and can't itemize for whatever reason. I'm so confused how pro players can be so bad at itemizing and reading the game. They have played thousands of games. How can Rika go into this game, go completely autopilot, and feel like, okay, what are my items on Camille? Trinity, Titanic, the other Hydra thing. Ravenous Hydra is the name. Into GA. Yeah,
awful.
That's Camille items, right? I mean, he's not wrong, but not the Camille items in this game. I don't even want to give an MVP to anyone.
Can we? I think this game we get the MVP for putting up with it.
MVP to Rika for throwing away the game. He was the most important member for EVOS in this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, no way gets MVP, right?
Yeah.
The Varus was the only shining one. But that was such a terrible game out of both teams. I really hope we see a level increase in game 2.
And
Just
at least
pick
it's the first
Poppy.
MVP for Norway on our stream, so I guess that's nice for him.
Yeah, I mean, he actually played really well. That Baron steal was pretty sick.
Yeah.
We didn't focus on him much in the cast because he was just sort of doing snipe duty as Varus, and he did that well, but
But the most egregious part about this game is that now EVOS thinks the draft was good because they won on it.
I hope they don't think that.
Oh man.
I hope they looked at Myokon and went, wait, he built MR and we couldn't kill him. What if Rika?
What a surprise.
Crazy, I know. When you're up against lots of magic damage, magic resist is good. Crazy.
Okay, we should probably stop harping on this
Yeah.
game and just hope for a better game next one.
Let's just hope. Yep.
I mean, FTV yesterday impressed us. Today they looked not great in the first game, so let's see if they get back to their very strong ways yesterday against DBL, or if EVOS is able to close it out and go 4-4, which would be very good for EVOS, going 2-0 on the week. To be fair, they had very easy enemies. Yesterday Cerberus, today FTV, so it's supposed to be a 2-0 week. But still, it could be the confidence boost that helps them come back into the playoff race.
Potentially. We'll have to see how they go in game 2.
Yep. A little bit of pause. We'll be back in 5 minutes and 40 seconds with game 2. Welcome back to Game 2. We are in Week 4, Day 3 of the VCS. We just saw probably the worst game of all of summer, so let's get a better game. We are done with the first one. What do we want to see in the Game 2 every day?
I mean, I want to see nothing resembling Game 1. You can say that.
Indeed.
Let's try and leave that in the past. We need to see just better drafting in general from both teams. EVOS won Game 1 with an absolutely abysmal draft. No surprise there that No Way picks up an EP. He was
Baron
the
Stealer.
only... That's a stat, apparently.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, fair enough. He did steal Baron, and it was actually pretty damn impactful in the end. Sort of was a nail in the coffin. So, sorry, just as plastic bags rumble. Sorry about that. My apartment's an interesting place, but we go forward to Game 2. One thing that we did have is, where was Silas?
Yeah, that's a
Game
good question. They had triple AP topside, and Silas wasn't even involved, so could have gone
Yeah,
for Quadra AP. Yay, let's go Quadra AP and win anyway, because the enemy team refuses to adapt their builds and goes autopilot again. I'm still mad. I'm still so
I'm
mad at
so
this first game.
mad.
I think that was probably the easiest game a pro team could have ever entered. I think you could have probably... Okay, that's a little bit of a stretch, but I think if you play those comps and red side is G2 and blue side is Axel, Axel would have actually had a 10% chance to win the game.
Yep.
Which is more than anyone could have
More than
hoped
they
for
should.
with any other comp. Yeah, but that one was... Just please get us a better draft. Get us a better draft. Coaches, restart your brain machines.
I mean, I'd love to know what's in the books. Like, all of these coaches have their little notebooks and stuff. Obviously, that's a thing all around the world. What is written in there? Is it just drawings?
I'd hope so.
Are there words?
Serious analysis can't be in there. Looking at the drafts we have seen the last
Maybe
few
it's
days.
it's just a big AP greater than AD.
Yeah, probably. It's probably we need Vladimir last pick. Doesn't matter what we have picked so far. Vladimir last pick. Let's go.
Vladimir good.
Oh,
Top
Velkos
lane
man.
bad. Yeah, Velkor's banned out here. Not too surprising. FTV both in Game 1 and yesterday against DBL. They really like this Velkor's pick. I don't think it looked particularly bad in Game 1 either.
No.
There wasn't a huge amount he could do.
And they have two good Velkos players, so I think this ban is actually very proficient. Rising our Velkos priority in the VCS, which is nice to see.
Yeah,
A great champ to watch, a great champ to play. Super great design. I love this champ.
Yep, I still want him to get a spaghetti skin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting
Spaghetti
for that
monster.
day. Yeah, where he's the flying spaghetti monster. Karma and Rise, the bands coming out in that second set.
Hey, we only ban
not
AP champs here, so maybe we get some AP champs.
Maybe we'll get AD. Maybe AD will get picked. Last draft, Aatrox did make it the entirety of the way through, so we might
Silas
actually
as
see
well.
him potentially play.
Sejuani
Yes, Silas as
was
well.
banned, right?
Sejuani was banned. And they're banned again. FTV banned her both games, but there are a lot of very high tier champions available. It's not going to be triple AT topside.
Oh,
We're
now
saved.
we go for triple AD topside. We have won the triple AP, so now we have a harder challenge. EVOS, I really like EVOS's ban strategy this game. If I'm going back to honest and serious analysis, because look at this ban, those bans. The Velkos Lux bot lane was super good for FTV. Lux overall, I think, a very good champ for B. Velkos is a coverage ban against two players. Karma is just a strong ban all around. And going first pick Jace. Great. I really like this one. He was already looking better in this draft than the entirety of the last draft, which, to be fair, was not hard.
Very true. And Nico being picked up here by FTV is a massive flex. Can go into 3 different positions, can that champion. So very hard to say where that'll go. And Jarvan being picked up as well. I like that. That looked really good yesterday.
Yep, exactly.
Also, graphic looks a little bit weird. I'm sure it's just a graphic mistake, but on FTV it looks like they're
What?
playing Yukon twice. Yumi's not banned.
Wow, I got trolled. Thank you, Discord.
Yep. I think, to be fair to Discord, they didn't say Yumi, they said Annie.
Oh,
Because that's
that's
something
true.
that I like to pro
Oh,
play.
it's on me. I'm sorry.
It was
My mistake. My
LEC.
mistake.
LEC has Yumi banned.
Yeah, my mistake. Yumi is open. Yumi was not picked in game one. That's
Nope.
surprising.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't want it. Morgana will answer back there, as the graphic is corrected there to be Kuriko as that third slot, not the
Oh
second
wow,
Myokon.
nice. But B and Tiger is still not swapped. Why not?
No,
Just swap.
we know that B is going to support it. I don't know. Doesn't make a
Apparently
lot of
very
sense.
hard to change the positions. I mean, it doesn't
It's
really
probably
matter in the end.
No, it does. It's probably due to how do they join the lobby or something.
Yeah.
So I don't really blame production too much. It doesn't matter in the end. Nidalee banned out. We know Sorn likes that champion.
He has
But-
actually only played it once this season, surprisingly. It was his most played last split. This
Is it
split,
worth it? Oh,
what's going on here?
champ, someone misbanned or champ select crashed.
Oh, that's
VCS.
unfortunate. Now we can think about the two compositions, or what we have seen so far of the compositions. No way on Lucian once again. He had two great Lucian games yesterday. Now
Absolutely.
paired up with Yumi, I really like Lucian Yumi. I think that's a very cool lane to watch, very cool lane to follow all around the game, not only in the laning phase.
Yeah, absolutely. Very happy to see that Lucian Yumi. Not liking how much chat there's going on behind here. This seems like it might be a little bit of an issue. Referee is a little bit vocal.
Seems to be on the FTV side. They banned out Nidalee, which makes sense. So I don't think it has something to do with the Nidalee ban. Maybe.
Maybe. Possibly a misban?
Yeah, I don't really know. Shouldn't be the biggest of problems to resolve a misban. You can just say, okay, we banned that, don't pick that. We don't have to remake the champion select for that one.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. VCS has had some issues in terms
Yeah,
of tech.
especially in week 4 now.
Yeah.
Too many tech issues. I hope they fix their stage and their computers for the next week, because we want to see more gameplay and less pauses. Especially after the first game was not a whole lot of gameplay, or at least not good gameplay. Please get us into game.
Yeah, please do. This is not something I want to sit here and wait for. Like, come on.
Maybe they have to get their second pick and ban book, because the first one did not work out for FTV. So
Yeah, maybe he was talking to the referee and saying, "Someone's replaced my book. This is terrible."
wait, I've picked up a top lane AD champ. That's we can't work with that. Please remake draft. We need Vladimir. Where's Vladimir?
This is how do we pick Vladimir into this comp? Maybe we'll get like a Vladimir bot lane, because they obviously
Jungle
have to
Vladimir,
pick it.
new
So
meta.
oh god. Imagine trying to clear the jungle as Vlad. Just, don't worry, boys. 5 minutes in, I've cleared my gromps.
Oh my god. I
He'd have
want
to
to
be
experiment
twice.
with Vladimir jungle now.
I actually don't think he'd be able to clear.
No,
I think he'd
don't
have
so
to be.
either.
He'd have to be like so many times.
Yeah, you'd have to be babysit by your support probably in the first 5 minutes of the game until you hit level 4 or 5, and then you can maybe safely approach a jungle camp.
Maybe those raptors would still be pretty
Nothing
scary
changed,
though.
by the way.
So it was a misban on EVOS'
EVOS
side?
side, yeah, I think so.
Must be. What did they ban out that they didn't want to ban?
Camille, I think.
Irelia. What? No, they banned Irelia.
Hmm.
Maybe the lobby must have crashed.
Yeah, let's just not think too much about it.
Yeah.
There are too many pauses to really think of everything
Oh.
that could have happened.
No,
so-
you know what it was? They switched Kuriko and Mewcon back around.
No. My
They
God.
just made it less accurate.
Kill me. Oh my
Why? Elise being taken out as well. Bit of a jungle pinch here by FTV, trying to push Sauna onto something else, but there's so many good junglers open. I mean, Gragas is still open, Rek'Sai is still open.
Do you know what else is still open? Oh, no, that's not
Vladimir?
Poppy.
Oh yeah, Poppy. No,
Aatrox
that's
Rika.
Aatrox.
I actually think Aatrox Rika is a better pick than a pure carry champ. He might be able
Yes.
to scale through the laning phase and be impactful in team fights. I actually think Rika's biggest problem is playing from ahead, because he seems to be unable to do that. Every time he's on
Not
Camille,
used to it.
Aurelia, he just is not ahead, and the champ is not really good from behind. So I think Aatrox is a better champ in that particular case.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's much better than putting him on something like the earlier. Are we going to
Let's
have a Karthus?
go!
Is this happening? I don't.
Ooh!
The Karthus has been locked in.
I
Sorn
absolutely
taking
love
that one
Karthus.
into the jungle. Yeah, I think it's good. It's interesting in this comp.
I don't really like the Akali with the Karthus. I think a better
Yeah,
priority mid laner would have been the probably an AD mid laner as well. Would have been the better choice. You want to have as little AP as possible for Karthus, so he can be the only AP threat, and the enemy has to itemize armor anyway. But looking at the first game, FT will not itemize MR anyway, so who cares? Someone can go
yeah.
Karthus.
Does not matter. And now let's see where the lane matchups end up. It was Zoe mid picked up there for FTV as well. I think we've still got a swap to do there, EVOS. Yep, there we go. Not going to have Lucian top Akali bot. Well done. Looks like Dia1 might be taking this Jace, though, into the mid lane up against Zoe. And Akali going top on butt.
Not sure if I like that.
I'm not sure about it either.
I think Dia is the better player probably. We have no real information about but yeah, he was okay in game one. Dia so far has been one of the star players, together with Sorn in the early weeks for EVOS.
Yep.
So giving EVOS the Akali would have been, in my opinion, the better choice. Give your new top laner the easy to play champ, the easy to dominate lane with Jace, and rely on Dia to be able to play his melee into ranged matchup in the mid lane, as he has been able to do many times before. So a little bit confused by the swap. Maybe Butt is actually an Akali main or something like that, and we'll see a good performance out of him.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you remember which other junglers have played Karthus so far in the VCS?
Levi has.
Yeah, and who else?
Had a really good. You're going to have to remind me.
Meliodas.
Yeah.
Both have
that
been
was
losses, but
atrocious,
very
wasn't it?
different games. Levi actually had an insane early game on the Karthus. He out-jungled the Sejuani and got like an 80 or 90 CS lead on her 3 levels up. And Gum in the first week was just a mess in the mid game, so they lost the game anyway. Meliodas on the other side looked awful on the Karthus. He didn't know
Yeah,
what to do.
Meliodas, that was one of the worst Karthus games imaginable.
And I think that's really indicative of the two players, because Meliodas is not really known for his intelligent pathing, for his rotations early on. He's known for ganking and for accelerating the lanes, and that's not Karthus style. And Sorn, I think, as an Nidalee player, should be a very good Karthus player as well. Look for intelligent ways to invade, look for ways to optimize your farming. We have spotted many mistakes in Meliodas games where Meliodas one game, I should say, on Karthus, where he didn't go for the immediate farm and tried to go for a gank, which is not great on Karthus.
Yep. Absolutely. We're going to have to see how Sorn does here. Should be fairly safe farming early. I don't think there's going to be too much aggression.
Yeah. J4 into Karthus is an interesting matchup. If J4 gets on top of the Karthus, he's probably able to kill him, but if he misses his first combo, Karthus might actually be able to outskirmish him in the early game. So Karthus is not as weak in the 1v1 or 2v2 scenario as many people think, especially if you're good on your Skittles. He does a
Yeah, that's
lot
very
of
true.
damage in the early game.
Yeah, it is very, very true. We are looking like we're about to head onto the rift here after this little graphic. Gonna have to see what does happen here if Sorn can get ahead on the farm and potentially scale into quite the carry. See how these Requiems go.
Yeah. Did you see
If
the
the
graphic
Skittles
there for
are
EVOS? I paid a little bit more attention because I wanted to see where Bud was um, like listed for EVOS, and he actually appeared first. So he is now the starting top laner for EVOS. Coyote
Yep.
was appearing later on, so he's listed as the sub in the top lane, but coming in as the new starting top laner.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's super interesting that they don't seem to have maybe the faith in Coyote. Not that I necessarily blame them. I don't think he looked particularly impressive.
Yep.
So maybe Butt's been performing in scrims.
Yeah,
We
and we
do
have
see
to do
red
more
side
research on
stuff.
Bud. We only saw the change coming in today, so I didn't have any time to look at who Bud actually is. Sorry for that. But yeah, with the next EVOS game, definitely looking at Bud's history and who this player is, if he's a solo queue star or has played before. I actually have no idea. First game was okay, it was on Vladimir, enemy team inted, so we didn't really get to see what Bud is capable of doing. This,
He made a couple of mistakes, but
look at
nothing.
this itemization. What?
Doran's ring. It's a thing, sort of.
Doran's ring on Akali is a thing?
Well, it gets you an extra pot.
I guess, yeah. It's a thing on
Like,
Vladimir, I know that, but on Akali, I've never seen it on Akali.
no, I haven't either, but I assume it's the same logic, right?
I guess
Like,
that's
why
right.
else would you do it? It is very interesting, though, to say the least. Do you really need the extra pot against Aatrox? Is he going to really aggress on you early?
More early aggressive trades? I mean, yeah, why not?
Maybe.
Conqueror into Conqueror
They
in the
have
top
both
lane.
got Conqueror.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. Something always to check on. It's no Irelia involved, so no particularly terrible Conqueror. As Myeokong goes in, just tries to scout out where the Karthus has
Ooh,
been.
this is super bad. Oh
Yeah.
god, Mayocon just gave up a lot. If he gets the kill
Yeah,
out of
but he
this
might
game,
be able to get a kill there. Yeah, but doesn't have Shroud. He's pretty caught here. The slow Lance uses his flash and his roll. Myeokong flashing forward there. I don't know if I agree. Oh my god, so many flashes being used.
can he turn
But
this?
could potentially, he definitely can't turn it. No way. But he should have his Shroud up soon, as well as his E. Never mind. Down he goes. So in the end, Sorn's pretty happy, but Butt is pretty upset.
I actually think this is totally okay for both players, especially because Son was able to get a really big lead in the jungle now. Look at the CS, he actually gets the Scuttle Crab on top of that and his Cruxer up, so he gets a super fast level 6. And they got both the flashes from Rika and Meokon. In the end, Rika didn't even get the kill, so in the 1-1 matchup, Bud should still be absolutely fine. So in the end, it's only a kill to J4, which is answered by a lot of CS and experience for Zorn. I think EVOS came out on top in that trade. It sounds weird
I
because the
actually
first blood went over to FTV, but
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I think considering that First Blood has happened and that the gold is still dead even, I think that actually says a lot about who came out on top there. That part of that is in the bot lane. There is a bit of a CS lead for No Way, which is not a huge surprise with the Lucian Yumi, but it's also because of that jungle lead, and it's so important for Karthus
yeah, and he's now hitting
to get that
44
early level.
CS
Yeah,
soon. No?
farming highest farm on the map here for
Yeah,
Karthus.
that's insane. 4 minutes and 40 CS for your jungler. You know your game is going well if you ever see that score.
Exactly, especially when it's like someone like Karthus. This is an absolutely massive boon for him. Hopefully he can snowball it forward.
What's he doing? Just go for the Gromp. Wait, what?
What? That was a solo kill up top. How does this happen?
That's surprising. Thorn
Well,
is
I
happy.
think
He
we need
gets
a
more farm.
replay. Yep, Thorn saying, delicious. Lane minions, but I'd love to see a replay there because that's pretty unforgivable
I
from
don't think
Butt.
Meocon wins this 1v1 right now.
No, I don't think so
Thorn
either.
is flash available. He can avoid the combo. Yeah, Meocon has to be careful. He can't 1v1 the Karthus right now. How
Okay,
did
so
that
here's what
happen?
actually happened here. How does this end up being a solo kill?
I mean, 3 state Qs. Wow.
Yep.
That was way more boring than I anticipated it to be.
Yeah. Not particularly well played out of Butt there, getting caught by that,
Just
but
got hit by
in the end,
everything.
yep. When Aatrox hits everything, you die.
By the way, Karthus is a level up on his top laner. They should just go for the kill on the top lane. Just go in,
Yeah.
but you have the Karthus ult. Well,
Yeah, you'd think so, right? But apparently that's not what they're thinking.
okay, it's Hexdrinker on the... Wait. Rika manages to... I'm... Get me out. Get me out. How is this possible? He plays against triple AP on the carry that would be able to 1v5 and doesn't build a single real MR item. Then he goes into the next game into double AP and first item is a Hexdrinker. Rika, why? Why?
Get me out.
I mean, it's still a good item in this game, so credit to him,
Yeah.
but why did he not build it last game?
Yeah, exactly. Like, this bothers me a lot. Biob eating all that CC there. That is not a happy cat, but does get away, no problem.
Oh.
Ooh, Rika going a little bit too aggro there. There's a Karthus on the other team. Even if he'd gotten away there, that was way too over aggro, and Butt will take those every day of the week.
And by the way, viewers, that's why we want to see Rika on tanks. No weird gank shenanigans, no weird overextensions, just farming and team fighting for Rika. Because this is what happens when he's on a carry. Ugh.
Yep, that was a really, really bad play. I'm not sure what possessed him to think he could go under tower there. Even if he'd managed to, like, even if he'd gotten the kill, he was dead.
Yeah.
100%. Because there's a Karthus on the other team.
And now Karthus ult is still available. They need to look for the first Karthus ult. He has finished his jungle item, so he is very strong. His ult is dealing around 300 damage.
Yep.
I'd like to see them go for a kill maybe on Meocon or Rika. I think bot lane is pretty hard against the Black Shield on B side. Mid lane is not too easy as well. So this is actually a hard draft to play Karthus as a early kill champion in. He just can't farm right now. He's still good on the farm.
Yeah. But he definitely does want to get ults off, even just for Dark Harvest stacks. It's pretty important.
Yeah, that's
to get
true.
Those going.
He's not collected a single Dark Harvest stack, so that's not a great start for him. You should definitely try to skirmish a little bit more. Maybe around Dragon. By the way, what a surprise. We have another Mountain Drake. What's going on?
I don't know.
They really hate Baron. They really hate
Baron. I don't
over
understand.
here.
Like, maybe it... I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand how there's so many Mountain Drakes. Not fans of the big worm over in Vietnam. Not a fan at all. So,
I guess
having a bad time.
But missing another cannon. Bat has not looked too great in this Akali.
He's 20 CS now.
Might be dead.
Tiger's in trouble. Has to flash.
Where's the Karthus ult? It's not enough damage, I guess. Yeah, they need one more damage tick on Tiger. Oh god. If Meocon comes in for the gank, they are all dead.
Yeah.
That was a 2v3 scenario because of the Karthus ult.
Yeah, absolutely it was. I think maybe they didn't want to pull the trigger because the Black Shield was probably about to come back up.
Do you think so? I thought it was used early on in the trade.
I'm just guessing that would be the logic, right? There it is. That should be Tiger going down. No worries. A lot of damage onto B as well. Has to flash. That was a super weird situation, but they could be in... Yeah, this is going to be 2 kills. EVOS has absolutely no hope here.
What? The panic strikes again. Oh, Kuroko might be dead here.
Yeah, Kuroko in a lot of trouble. The Skittles are coming in. The slow use, but in the end, flash for flash.
Yeah, and Sawn has actually not been able to keep up his experience advantage, even though he got the kill and is still looking good in terms of farm. He lost a little bit of pace. I think he lost some camps to the invades of Meokon, especially with the mid lane pressure from Kuroko coming in. Yeah, Karth is still looking good, but could have been a better. I think Levi's was a little bit more impressive, judging
Yeah, Levi's.
right now.
Levi's was basically best case scenario.
Yeah, that was an absurd game.
It really was. But looking at the other matchups, pretty even down in the bot lane. A little bit of a lead here, Lucian. Actually, let's have a look at this replay.
Yeah,
This
look
is
at
so
how
strange.
fast Kuroko is able to arrive in the bot lane. He's almost there. Yeah, Kuroko with super speedy shoes coming in.
Absolutely zooming down. So disappointing that B takes this kill.
Look at this egregious stopwatch once again. Absolutely no reason to waste your stopwatch there. Be in full panic mode.
Absolutely, that is 600 gold. Actually, that'll be from runes, but
that's probably the free
an
stopwatch.
Item worth 600 gold essentially flushed down the toilet because that app did absolutely nothing. Complete waste.
His bone plating even triggered, so he was tankier than he thought. And even then, there was only the Yumi alive, and Yumi is not killing you from 300 HP, especially without her prowling projectile ramping up.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty bad time. Ooh, what? Good little trade there. Dio? Don't want to step onto those. It doesn't matter because obviously the Zoe ult was Dio's, but still, not a good look there, Dio.
Sawn's ult is almost back available. I would really like to see a skirmish around to the dragon right now for EVOS. I think they're very strong right now.
Skittles are really hurting.
That being said, there's a strong Zoe on the other side as well. And Dia might get one shot here. Nope.
Yep, nope. In the end, he's okay. We'll get a cat on his shoulder as well to help him recover. And does FTV want to contend with this one? They dropped the Jarvan flag to let him get in potentially. There comes the Yumi ult. Kuroko taking so much damage. He actually just instantly goes down there to no way. Tiger as well has a tier 1 to deal with. Oh, there he goes. That Carpus getting another kill. Here comes the Requiem. He's actually tanking the dragon here.
Yeah. I just thought he might die to dragon while using his Requiem there. I'm not sure what the Requiem was for. Didn't do anything.
No, in the end, a little bit of a waste, but they're not going to be too upset because they do pick up 3 kills and the Mountain Drake. And what's the next Drake?
Another
the Vietnam Drake.
Yeah. I think we should just rename it to Vietnam Drake here. Absolutely right.
Baron is this is insane. How many Mountain Drakes we've got in the VCS. There's something wrong with the client.
Yeah, wow. That was close. You almost missed his ticket to the base there. Would have been a very lonely cat down in the bot lane.
Yeah, there's not too many. That's always the worst feeling. When you miss your ticket, you can do it as the Zaya Khan as well.
Yeah.
If you just click a little bit, you're like, oh no.
Oh, it's the worst feeling. Dying as Yumi to a gank or something, and then you have to walk to lane. Or your ADC dies and you reset on your own. And you have to walk to lane as Yumi. You're like 300 movement speed. It takes forever to get there. Oh man.
Yeah. I had a game the other day that happened, but we'll talk about that another time. My ramblings, not as important as this Rift Herald being picked up. Oh, so much damage coming out of that Zoe. But is picked up pretty cleanly.
Rift Herald. And look at this. I really liked what they did there. A little bit of Yumi mechanics. If you're looking at picking up this champ. She picked up the Rift Herald, and Yumi can safely channel the Rift Herald. There's nothing that can interrupt her. So all the time you go for the Rift Herald, try to give it over to your Yumi, because she'll be safely able to swarm the Rift Herald regardless of situation.
Totally fair. That's definitely something that can be done, and they do pick up the first brick there in the top lane. Potentially could be answered back by Tiger in the bot lane, but I think he will be pushed off by Butt. Yeah, in fact, he will. Oh, Butt actually looking for a kill here. Ults
Doesn't
forward.
deal any
I don't know
damage.
about this
What's going
one.
on?
Oh,
Yeah, this
he does.
Akali is not too strong right now. Usually would say Akali going with a level advantage against the Nico should be able to one-shot her in every scenario imaginable. This Akali didn't deal a whole lot of damage there. Needed 3 Qs to even get Tiger to 400 HP, so still needs a little bit of time to ramp up.
Yep, absolutely. But hopefully we do see him ramp up. He is going to be in the side lane. I don't think there's too much kill threat in return. Like, I don't think Tiger can kill him. So could potentially just be a little bit more farming with Butt looking for those 1v1s. After all, you do have to remember he doesn't have to kill Tiger, just has to get him low enough for his buddy Sorn to be called in.
I want to draw your attention to the vision line FTV has established. That's very impressive. They actually have the whole bot side jungle warded out, used their bot side control to get a lot of vision, and they have perfect information right now where everyone is in the bot side. They spot Butt in the top lane as well, so FTV working with almost perfect information right now should be able to maybe create something to get back into the game. Looking at the gold lead, sitting at 2k already, not looking too great for FTV.
No, it's not. And we have to look at how they get back into this game. I think we give the scaling advantage over to EVOS. I think.
Do we? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like
they have more DPS. They have more consistent damage, I think. Karthus is actually not that great.
Ooh, Kuriko could be in a little bit of trouble and does go down there. Not sure what the Zoe flash was for. I thought that came from the W originally, but it actually was the real flash.
He flashed away from the Karthus ult. That's a classic.
Yeah, no, you can't flash that one, unfortunately.
You definitely can't.
Doesn't matter how sick timing you've got. It's not like the Rise ult where you can time it perfectly, but... Oh, Tiger, see you, mate.
Yeah, we might just see a very quick game here. This has gone downhill very fast for FTV. Enrique is, this time, the member that has the best scoreline for his team, which is surprising. Okay, to be fair, there's still 101B, so not too true. But especially compared to his 2 carries in mid and bot lane, he's doing the best in the top lane.
Yep, I mean, he hasn't really...
CS as well.
He hasn't really participated very much.
No, top lane
he has
been absolutely useless this game.
So, not quite redeeming himself for game 1, to say the least, but... Yeah,
really
this does
look here. Look at the CS in the jungle. FTV has actually been able to kind of deny a lot of farm of Sorn. As we see a little bit of a play attempt, but there wasn't really a whole lot they could do. But Sorn is now behind Neocon in terms of CS, after having a 40 to 16 CS lead in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very impressive there by Neocon, looking very good on this Jarvan, as he did yesterday as well. He had a very good performance on this champion. Definitely super comfortable. Unfortunately for him, he may have a CS lead over Karthus, but Karthus has 3 kills, and Butt's dead.
He's still an Akali. Is this enough damage?
No, I don't think he got kills.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was close. I think it was close. But yeah, there was Jarvan as well, trying to come in from the backside and secure the kill anyway. They invested a lot of resources to get that one, and they will get another turret.
Yep, and here goes Yulwei running forward here. That's Skittle!
Yep.
That was a landmine!
That's a lot of damage. That's why Karthus is, in fact, an early game champ. He is insanely strong in the early game. Biop is dead.
Biop? You didn't actually break turret aggro there, man.
Nope. That's, by the way, one of the worst feelings playing the Yuumi. As Sorn is probably dead as well.
Yeah, he almost certainly does here. Rika should absolutely kill him. Rika may go down in response since the Requiem's up. They just need to wait the Aatrox ult out. Oh, they don't actually have time. Yeah, no, the death passive ran out first. So
Yeah, 3 kills for FTV. Nice to see
yep.
for them. They're still behind 3k, and the Karthus has finished 2 items, so right now team fighting is not an option for FTV. They don't have the MR, they don't have the Locket Shield right now to deal with Karthus. Later on in the game, sometimes Karthus can fall off, because his damage is relatively easy to avoid. You can Zhonya's, you can Stopwatch, you can use Locket Shield. That's why
Yep.
he's most effective from ahead in the mid game to snowball the game, because his damage is guaranteed, and with early penetration he deals a lot of damage. So right now is the strongest state for Karthus. He has hit level 11. They should definitely look for every teamfight they can get. It's unwinnable for FTV at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. We just need to see them stop throwing away these random little kills here. Rika now, though, actually quite powerful. 3-1 on this Aatrox, has a 40 CS lead over his direct lane opponent. So potentially could be a side lane stall condition. Not quite a win condition yet, but could potentially force responses.
Yeah,
As I
sadly
don't think
the
Buff will
Aatrox
do
is
much.
yeah. Aatrox is sadly not the greatest split pusher. He's very telegraphed, and it's relatively hard to get a solo kill on the side lane, and the enemy champ can most of the time just farm under turret or clear out the waves. His push is not the greatest, so you really want to teamfight with the Aatrox to scale into teamfights to look for flanks. That's a little bit of a problem right now, because FTV desperately needs to avoid teamfights, while Rika, their strongest wants to teamfight. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. But Rika, a little bit Mission Impossible there. Gets out through the vision line. Well done by him. Not going to be found. And
another invade
Milcon's
from
stealing
Milcon.
away more.
Yeah.
Yep, more jungle farm being taken away.
And look at the CS. He's now up 20 CS over the Karthus. Zorn has been very inefficient with his pathing after the early game ended, so in the mid game mostly. He has actually lost all his jungle creeps all the time, and now Milcon is even a level up. That's very surprising.
That's incredibly surprising, considering the lead Sorn did have and still has. I mean, this is a 4-1 Karthus. This is no joke. This is super bold from Milcon to be invading constantly, but it does speak to the vision and the read that he has on the enemy jungler, which is very good to see.
Absolutely. And if you spotted, if you had your eyes focused on the items, Karthus actually bought an AP pot, the blue pot. I'm not sure if he undid it or actually consumed it. If he consumed it, that would definitely say that EVOS wants to fight right now. Around Baron probably, after picking up the dragon. They have 2 mountains, so this Baron will melt. They have one of the strongest, probably the strongest junglers in terms of Baron DPS with Karthus.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous the amount of Baron damage that champion does. I don't think he drank that pot. He'd be glowing.
I think he undid
right?
it. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I think the sparkling things around him are Ocean Drake regenerations, right?
Yeah, he'd have like a blue smoke kind of thing.
Yeah, no, he undid it again, but interesting to see what players think about in the game.
Yeah, absolutely that. And I do think that despite him not buying that pot, we will see the Baron dance begin. And it should be EVOS setting the pace for it.
Yeah, and they need to hurry. Look at the items from FTV. They have Banshee's Veil on Kuroko, so if that is up, Karthus is not doing anything to her. We have Maw of Mortis to Rika, that's able to block almost all the Karthus damage. Almost finished Zhonya's for B, so even he will be safe. Stopwatch will probably come in for Tiger as well, so in about 6 minutes, maybe even less, the teamfights will actually swing in favor of... What?
Whoa! Aggressive Dia flashing over the wall to try and get on top of Milcon.
That was surprising.
Wow.
I was caught off guard. I did not expect him to flash over the wall.
No, my word, that was incredibly bold, but doesn't actually get anything from it except for Myokon's flash in response. So not the greatest situation.
By the way, this Aatrox reminds me a lot of current TFT Sorcerer Aatrox. If you've never played against that, yeah, you'll probably play against it one time and it will absolutely destroy you. Sorcerer double AP item Aatrox one shots three people at once with his ult, so that's
That's
not a whole lot of fun.
No, it's really not. Aatrox in Summoner's Rift and TFT in a very
Very
good
strong.
position. Thankfully, doesn't have his revive on live Summoner's Rift or in TFT, so that's always nice.
I mean, yeah, he still has his revive today here for Rika.
He does today, but not in live.
That is very true. Still think the revive actually doesn't really do a whole lot for him in pro play, and I think he will probably get a little bit stronger in the next patch because his healing is even more absurd. I think he's hitting 80%, 70%
Something
on.
like that.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I just think it's always funny to talk about the fact that. Oh, no way. He gets hit by a sleep here, but the Yumi ult is coming out. Sorn is in the middle of this team. He goes down, but he can still press R, and he does. Not actually going to do anything, though. The kills were already secure. 2 for 1 here in favor of EVOS, but they can't go for Baron without their jungler.
Yeah, and if you want to judge,
Look at the bot lane.
yeah, let's look at this first. I
Bart
think
could
Bart
be in
can
a
never.
fair bit of trouble there. He should be able to get away. I don't think Rika can catch here.
Wait, Rika is
Yeah,
pretty
with that
fast.
This
What?
Whoa, flashing forward. Never mind. But really needs to leg it out of here. But unfortunately, look at the time that is buying. This is an inhib in the top lane going down. Oh my god, Akali, run. Don't accidentally aggro anything. Rika? Oh my god, he's going to finally get the
Bam.
kill. But Jesus, how far did they have to go for that one?
That was a ring around the rosy. Oh man. Rika
And
gets
they're
the kill.
starting.
Another very strong performance from Rika, and now Baron Call that is very curious. Okay, they've called it off. Good decision there. But you already
No
saw
way.
how the team fight damage for Son is falling off. His ult actually didn't deal anything to Kuriko and almost nothing to B as well. B with now finished, Zhonya's can even completely avoid the damage. What do
Yep.
you actually think of Sorn's Karthus performance overall in this game?
I mean, it's certainly not been bad. He has picked up 5 kills, so that's hard to ignore. But overall, he hasn't. I don't think he used his power spike correctly. He was so far ahead in the early game, could have transitioned to a super, super strong, assertive mid game, and he just kind of didn't.
Yeah, I think overall the team didn't play well around the Karthus because he actually had a very good early game, as you said, and his farm looked good. Then he tried to focus on kills and early skirmishes, but his team was not really in position to make that happen. So Thrawn should have gone back to farming, and he actually didn't. And now is behind in terms of farms. Look at Meocon. He is super tanky, very sturdy on the J4, can still engage just fine. And Zorn is
Absolutely.
more and more falling off. Once he hits 16, he will once again spike a little bit. But yeah, now stopwatch available for Tiger as well. Next teamfight, Zorn's impact might dwindle away. Oh,
Yeah, very possible. But this is going to be a third mountain trach here for EVOS.
and
Baron is going to
wait,
die so fast.
I'm always confused by the mountain drake symbol top left because they don't update the symbol right away. You have to wait a little bit to see what the next drake will be. My guess will be ocean.
I mean, my guess is another mountain.
No, I mean yeah, but yeah, no
No,
infernal
a
drake this
cloud.
game. Once again,
Where Turtles? They're all busy in TFT.
yeah, they are really all busy in TFT. I think
This is
probably
like the lore event where Riot killed Karthus for a few days. They've sent all the Infernals to TFT. Oh, they didn't kill Karthus, sorry, they killed Gangplank.
Gangplank. Yeah,
That was so funny,
that was
where it
very
was just
funny.
like Gangplank has been disabled because he is dead.
The best thing about it was pros actually were super mad about the disable because Gangplank was very strong. And he was
He was
enabled in pro play, but no one could practice him because he was even disabled in ranked play.
Yeah,
So
he was
there was a very strong
fully
champ
turned off
available,
his
but
mind.
no one had play on the champ, so no one actually knew how to play the champ.
Yeah, that was really funny. Like, I loved it from Riot because I thought it was so funny. But God, that'd be annoying if you're a professional
Yeah.
player.
By the way, look at BO3 build once again. We saw that yesterday. He
Yeah, this
seems to
is another
be.
Luden.
Yeah, he seems to really like his Ludens. And now look at Baron's HP bar. It will not be there for much longer. I think Baron is probably dead in a 2, 3. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, goodbye. No chance there, really, for FTV to contest. They didn't have time to reinforce. And even down in the bot lane, Butt was just pushing anyway. So overall, massive swing here for EVOS, swinging further ahead out to 6k, have that Baron buff. We have to see what they do with it, though.
Yeah, the gold is not really that relevant in this game, I have to say. It doesn't really come down to items timings anymore. I mean, No Way is very strong on the illusion and might be able to bridge the gap from mid-game Karthus to a late-game team composition, because the Karthus has fallen off a little bit. So now No Way is the main DPS carry in teamfights, not the Karthus anymore. That being said, if Aatrox is able to land a good ult and land a good flank, and maybe kill Zorn and No Way right away, the teamfight is still in FTV's favor, so I actually think the gold is not too relevant in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Still, while it's not super relevant, items are always nice. They do make things a little bit easier.
Very true.
Obvious as that is, Mulcon going over there, picking probably the wrong target. Bit easy,
Absolutely.
no way to get away, and now so much damage, and Rika just goes down. Oh no, this could be the end.
Oof.
Requiem is available. Mulcon shouldn't die to this though. No, he
Um,
doesn't. But oh wow, hello! I didn't even notice you on
no,
the
I
minimap.
didn't either.
The base is dying, and this is Kuriko caught between a rock and a lich place. Does manage to kill the Karthus and Dia1 potentially as well, but can he save the base? I'm not sure. Inhib respawned, so that's a bit of an MVP in here buying some time. But this will be game 2 and the series going to
What an
EVOS over
ending!
FTV.
No,
Bit of a
EVOS.
ridiculous game, bit of a ridiculous series, but EVOS walking away with the win.
Wait, what was that? That was a very interesting last team fight. We were so
Yep.
focused on the mid lane that we didn't even spot the top lane happening, and then two players just came in like, "Hello, we here as well." It's actually not a 3v5, so yeah, you just die, we win the game. Thank you.
Goodbye.
FTV has to be very disappointed with this series.
Yeah, absolutely. Really not a good showing by FTV at all. Hopefully they look at what they did here, and how you go from beating DBL to losing to EVOS in this fashion is a little bit mind-blowing.
Yeah, and EVOS looks better today. I think they already stepped up a little bit from yesterday. 2-0 week for EVOS, so even a 4-0 week. Cerberus and FTB were their enemies, so they really had to 2-0 this week, and they did well.
Yep.
Yesterday looked a little bit iffy. Their top lane is still a little bit of a problem, I think. Both Coyote and Bat didn't really look too great this week. They have to sort out their top lane problems, especially if they have to face teams like GAM, even DBL again, where the top lane is one of the big pressure points.
Probably. It's top lane is super important in the VCS just in general. We see a lot of play coming out of top lane. If your top lane's weak, it's very, very bad in this particular league. So
Yeah, I think we have
hopefully we
only
do.
one good team with a bad top laner, and they replaced him. It's
Yep.
Flash with Taurus. Taurus so far has not looked too great. He's not Rika level bad, but he's not as good as the other top team's top laner. So now with Stark coming in, we really have a stacked top lane pool, especially if Yoshino and Zera still compete for the sport. Razor gets back to his week 1 form. We could see many great top lane battles.
Absolutely. A lot of fun up that in that top lane. But next order of business, MVP for that game?
Hmm. B? No way again?
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think it's between Biob and No Way. Um, I
Hmm.
think I lean towards No Way, but I might
Yeah.
be biased. Not much of a support player.
I mean, did Yumi do anything special in this game? I don't think so.
Yeah, I
I'd
think
like
No
to give
Way.
it to Yumi players because I think Yumi players especially get too little recognition for what they do with the champ. They're actually very cool outplays you're able to do, and she contributed a lot of damage and poke. So it was not a bad
Yep.
Yumi game by no means, but I think No Way had a little bit more game impact. Good last
Okay.
snipe there on who actually was it that went down? I think Meokon, right? He sniped Meokon with his ult in the last team fight to start off the fight 5v4 for EVOS. Are we locking it out
Yeah.
for Norway?
Yep, I think so.
Second MVP today, double MVP for Norway for us here, and yeah, it seems like he has conquered the starting ADC sport again, overtake
Yep.
uh, overtaking the div kit that has kind of outshined him in the first few weeks.
Yeah, I would agree. Um, Interesting situation there in terms of who you want to play, but No Way's looking good. He's very impressive at the moment.
Yep. And we will hit a little bit of a pause now, where this series actually was pretty fast, so we will hit a little bit more than 1 hour pause, and after that we'll be coming back with even more interesting series probably, with DBL and QG hitting the rift. DBL coming off a 0-2 loss to FTV, and QG with a very surprising 2-0 against Loki looked very good on Thursday. So dare I say QG might even be favorite?
Maybe that's a pretty bold statement, but it's definitely not nearly as one-sided as you would have said it would be a week ago. Um, so we're gonna have to see what happens in that one. Pretty keen for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We might actually see another 3 game series, which I would really like, because all those 2-0 blowouts in the last few days have been a little bit one-sided. We want to see another contested series. I know it's very late for you, but yeah, keen
No,
on
it's okay.
seeing good Vietnamese league again.
I'm happy to stay up late if there's good League of Legends on. I'm fine with that.
And without a technical delay, we shouldn't be here for too much longer. We had a very long series on Thursday. Let's see what's going on today.
Let's see.
And see you guys in an hour, roughly, for the DBL against QG. Thank you for joining us.